right, so we're going to be talking about our first basic skill for drawing and painting. So I love this because this is kind of like the beginning of this stuff that I've been talking about how to draw. You've never drawn before, you have drawn before, everything in between. This is your quick demo on your first assignment for basic drawing. So in class, we talked about a few things that I'm going to review here, and then we're just going to get right into what the assignment is. Like I said, so let's do this. Let's get right into it. All right, so remember that the point of this is what we talked about, which is this dry media works with pencil pressure, this kind of thing that we talked about where what you have is a piece of paper, and when you make a mark on this piece of paper, right, then we have now this piece of graphite is now on this paper, and if we make another mark, it's going to make that a little bit darker, and another mark might then make that even more darker. If I just push really hard from the beginning, I've added a lot fast, but this is bad. Adding lots of pressure on your hand into the way you draw is bad. And it's because of that diagram that I drew in class of imagining it from this angle of here's my pencil, right? And here's my paper down here. And every time I draw, I add another layer of pencil over and over again to this thing. If I then take my eraser, I'm removing those layers, and that's why an eraser works. When I push really hard with my pencil, I do this. I dent my paper and I make tracks. And then when I try to pick this up with the eraser, all this pencil that I put in here, it doesn't go away, right? This is all that stuff that we talked about. This is why what we're about to do is so important. So let's get into what your actual assignment is. In your sketchbook or piece of paper, if you don't have it yet, you're going to cut just this top portion into two. So you're going to cut this thing so that you basically what you have is just two even things. I know mine aren't super even. It's because I'm doing this quickly. Then, using the handout that I have posted on Google Classroom, you are then going to go through this exercise of using your pencil itself and your pencil pressure to almost like shade with your pencil in a line. So what you're going to do is you're going to make lines that you go this way or they can go this way, and shorter strokes if you need to, that have a different amount of pencil pressure. Meaning, if I make a line like this all the way through, that's pretty much the same thing all the way through. But if I push really hard and then I kind of loosen up and lighten that up, now what I've made is a line that goes from light or from dark to light. I can do it the other way around. Light and then dark. I could even go like this. Light, dark, light. What I'm practicing right now is, can I control how light or dark the line I create with my pencil, right? Because what I don't want is this heavy-handed, every single line that you make is this super, super dark, almost like too saturated, like dented. I've definitely made tracks. If I try to erase this 100%, I know that I've made tracks, so I push really hard. This is what we're trying to prevent, okay? So this is what the assignment looks like. I'm gonna pop up that thing now, okay? Basic pressure of lines. This guy right here is, this boy right here, right? This is this sort of zoomed in so that you can see it a little bit better. This is 4 lines of different kinds of pressure. Light to dark, dark to light, light, dark, or light, dark, light. All these things that we're messing with here are all different variations of that. So in your first box on the top of your sketchbook or on paper, or whatever you're using, I'm gonna fill this whole thing up. So whatever I did here, if it was light or dark, or if it was light to dark, light to dark, light to dark, I'm practicing this over and over and over again, right? And then over here, you have then 3 other choices. This one right here is curved lines. This one right here is directional lines. And this one right here is overlapping lines. So the difference between these is just kind of how and what direction you're kind of creating those. That's what you're going to put over in this other spot that's over here, right? So if I jump back, I know I've been doing it in the little corner there, but I want you to see it big, right? Right here, I'm going to copy some sort of variation of those other parts. You could do all of them, and you could do some curved and some directional and some overlapping. It's all up to you. But what's important about these is that it's a curved line that has some variation in the stroke of my pencil. It's a line that goes in this direction. It goes light to dark, and then when I come over here, maybe it's dark to light, right? And it's all about understanding that my pencil has pressure. Like, here's a light line, there's a dark line. This is what we're trying to nail down with this skill. It feels repetitive. It feels kind of like, why am I doing this? We're all over the place. This is about the very first skill that you will need to be better with your pencil. Okay, I'm gonna say one more thing and we're gonna wrap this up, and then I hope you guys have fun with this. If you're having a hard time because you're heavy-handed, it's probably because you're holding your pencil way up here. Push your pencil back a little bit. It will automatically ease up the amount of pressure that you're putting into this. I mean, even if you have to go way back here. When I first started drawing, I started drawing from way back here before I was able to control the pencil from here. The further you go back on your pencil, the easier it is to make these really light lines. Like these, you could probably barely even see right now on my camera. As soon as I grip up, right, it's almost like that can do it for me. So that's one way too. If you're new at this and having a hard time with this, that'll help you with the control. Okay, have fun with this, guys, and I'll see you in class.